Good morning, guys. Stanley here. We're talking about COVID, the impact that it has caused. So when people were announcing the 21 days, I was so happy to get into the 21 days because I just wanted to rest. And I wanted time to do some few things, but then it has turned out to be a nightmare. I had saved some money and I thought we're going to survive this. But there's something bigger that we're not being told about the impact of the epidemic, the COVID-19. So now, school transport businesses or small businesses that were offering school transport, if they had gone to the bank to borrow money to buy a car, now they'll be behind with the payments. And school accommodation, like in Braamfontein, those buildings, I don't know if they buy them, if they bought them cash. If they don't, if they didn't buy them cash, then they're going to be behind with the payments. And let's say maybe 3, 4 months, 5 months, and I don't know how the bond repayment is for those properties. So also in housing, so this is going to be a very big economic slump for the country, not just for the country but for the world. I've been listening to my friends overseas, like in America. Things are very, very bad, and that maybe 5% manage to collect rent for their properties, and this is also happening in this country. So let's say you don't pay your rent, your landlord, for 4 or 5 months, and then you start maybe 6 months from now, because not major activities are going to start, or major gatherings are going to start until a cure has been found. So people are estimating that maybe by next year, June, July, then things will start to come to restart again. But people need about a year or two to a year to try and come up with a vaccine. So when we went into the first lockdown, like I was thinking by the 21 days we'll be out and we'll be running around our businesses, and this is not the case. And I sat down and I didn't think about any other options to do to run my business, and I just said the 21 days will start. And today we still haven't started. So if you're sitting at home and thinking that level 4 is going to come down to level 3 and everything is going to come to an end without trying to make any means to try and adjust your finances or your earnings, you're going to find yourself in a very bad position. You're going to find yourself in a very bad position. And I'm sorry to say this is going to be longer than we thought. I'm not trying to alarm you. I'm just saying maybe it's time for you to think, how can you try and make money in this situation, because we're not going to get out of this so early, and we're not going to get to a normal economy that we left before lockdown. Before lockdown, everything was okay. We're not going back to that same economy, and I know so many companies are not going to make it until when we open. They're not going to reopen because then they're too much in debt. How will they schedule to pay 5 months or 6 months or 8 months or 10 months of rentals and of other expenses and of telephones and everything that needs to be paid all the time? So probably it's a time to rethink about your business. If you are offering a different business, maybe you need to start or open another small business that caters for the needs of the people, or that can meet the needs of the people right now in this situation that we are. If you are in service, in any other business that is slow, that is not working now, probably we need to find out what is a business that can be open now, that you can start making money other than waiting, because so many people are going to find themselves probably evicted from the place that they stay if they're renting, and probably they're going to lose their properties because of that. The banks are not meant to carry people to give people grace. They're not meant for that. And the banks are saying if you're in good standing, they'll be able to help you for 3 months, and after 3 they'll help you to give you like a payment holiday, but that does not mean that they won't ask for that money for the 3 months. They're just giving you a payment holiday. So now, if you are not in good standing with your bank before the lockdown, then it's a mess. How are you going to cover the expenses? How are you going to get money for food? So it's going to be very difficult. You need to be very creative at this time. And 2, they're saying that kids can go to school. it's not very practical in the sense that families are actually trying hard to put food on the table. Many families, like in the middle class, to put food on the table for the family, let alone to find money to give a child to get into a bus or transport to go to school and have lunch money and come back. It's not very practical in that there are few people who are going to afford this in this economy. So this is going to be like a very big thing, and don't be naive and sit down and think this is going to be out, we're going to be out in no time. So like I said, we're going to be into this in a long time. Like other companies are not going to survive. If you had saved some money, probably you're going to survive. But if you didn't, you're not going to survive. You can still talk to your landlords, to your people that you owe, but it's still going to be difficult for you to survive. This is like we're actually getting into a recession worldwide. Because even if we as South African get out of this lockdown now, how are we going to trade with other countries when their borders are closed? When other companies, when other countries are not opening up their borders, so it's going to be like a very big problem. Like now, even now, the numbers are still going up in this country. So the lockdown is working. It may not be as working as working as we think it should be. Like lockdown is really working, like in some areas, and some areas it's not working as it's supposed to be working because there's not enough policing or enough people to police the lockdown rules everywhere. So if you're sitting at home and hoping that you're going to go back to work next week, or think Ramaphosa is going to come on TV and say we are level 3, everyone is going to go to business, forget it. Think of a new way. If you're in events, you probably have to think in a better way to try and restart your business. Not in events, probably something else. Maybe to do virtual events. I don't know if it's going to work, and I don't know who's got money to try and do events or to try and enlist into something else. I don't know. It's going to be a problem. So we need to just be creative and say, what is the demand? What are things that are on demand right now? What can you do? How can you get into the market? How can you start earning instead of you waiting? The government has not even been clear on rents and landlords and everything else. So to wait is going to be a problem. And also I can foresee after everything is done, there are going to be investigations and the abuse of these relief funds that the government is saying they are available, which a few people that I know who applied haven't received anything. So we're going to get people who are in these departments who are going to try and find a way to siphon the money for themselves. So we have to brace ourselves for some other issues after this, some corruption of some kind. So don't wait to think that we're going to open, that the government is going to do something for you. You need to think and be proactive and start doing something for you and your family before things get worse in this COVID-19. I hope this video will help you, and I hope you understand the severity of this situation. My name is Stan. If you would like me to talk about something else in the next video, please let me know. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Thank you so much. Bye.